The PBA have announced some huge news about the 2026 season, and it mainly revolves around the TV coverage. We now have the details of what the 2026 season is going to look like, and there are some changes and some big surprises in there too. In this video, I'm going to break down everything we know so far and look at how the 2026 season is shaping up. As you probably would have heard, the PBA deal with Fox has come to an end, and so they were on the search for a new partner. We already had an announcement of a partnership with the CW network and were given a schedule of events for 2026. This coverage will start on the 22nd of February with the Players' Championship, and then we will get 10 consecutive weeks of TV coverage. We will get all 4 majors in that period, the Roth-Holman doubles and 5 other standard title events. 10 weeks of consecutive coverage is fantastic, and it's going to be a lot of fun tuning in every week, and I personally love that because it's a great way to build momentum and also consistency. Before, it was a little bit stop-start, but now we know for those 10 weeks we will have coverage every single weekend. However, we have been expecting another announcement on details of further coverage, mainly of the World Series of Bowling. We now have that announcement. On December 11th, the PBA announced its schedule on CBS, and we have 35 hours of coverage to look forward to. Let's look at which events have been announced, and we'll go through them all in order. Firstly, on April 4th, we have USA versus the World. This was last held in 2023, and now it's being brought back for 2026. Jason Belmonte and EJ Tackett are the team captains. They will select their teams. Belmonte's team won the event back in 2023. It's interesting they brought this back, and it is a format that does work. People often talk about the Weber Cup and wanting that to return. Well, I guess this is the closest thing that we have to that right now. 1 month later in May, we'll see the World Series of Bowling take place. This will be 2 weeks after the last event shown on CW. We will have 4 animal patterns between the 9th and 12th of May, and then the World Championship on the 13th of June. But the big announcement here is that CBS will also be showing the PBA 50 Tour. Now, this is huge news because we haven't had a live telecast of the PBA 50 since 2009. And now we're going to be getting the entire PBA 50 World Series of Bowling shown on TV. I absolutely love this move, and I think it will really work. It's going to be fantastic to see the PBA 50 Tour return to TV after such a long time. And there is one reason that I think it will really work and be great viewing, and that is the players that are regularly making the step ladders on the PBA 50 Tour right now. If you look at the players who performed really well this year, you had players like Chris Barnes, Mika Koivuniemi, Amleto Monticelli, Pete Weber, Parker Bone III, John Yanovich, Tom Doherty, Tom Hess, Brad Angelo, Michael Haugen Jr., Jason Couch. I mean, there's some really big names in there, and if some of these players make the TV shows, it's going to make for some really great viewing. These type of players are definitely going to draw viewers in, as we could have legends of the game coming together to face each other on TV once again. So I think this has got the potential to be really great viewing, just because of the big names that are currently performing very well on the 50 Tour. Now, this will be the first time both World Series of Bowling are being held together, and on the 9th to the 12th of May, CBS will show the 4 PBA Animal Pattern Championships. They're also going to show all 4 of the PBA 50 World Series Championships, which include the 50 World Championship. The other key bit of information is that we will get 5 hours of live coverage each night, and that will include the semi-final and championship rounds, and as well as the PBA 50 Championship round. Now, this is fantastic. First of all, 5-hour shows, well, that's brilliant, and also if we're getting the semi-final rounds too, that's a really good move. Fans have often said they wanted to see other rounds televised rather than just the finals. Yes, we did have the prelim shows for the majors, but they were always on a separate day. I think having it all together is a good move. So a lot of coverage there in the World Series of Bowling. That's going to be a really, really good one. After the conclusion of the World Series, we will have the PBA Elite League with the Battle of the Brands on June 20th. One day after that, we will have the Norm Duke Open. Now, it states in the article that this event will replace the PBA Tour Finals. I have to say that it's a shame to be losing the Tour Finals. I think it was a great event, and it was a staple since 2017, so it's surprising to see it go. I'm not 100% sure of the reason, but I can only assume that they decided to use that TV time to be able to then bring in the PBA 50 Tour, for example, and then that meant the finals had to be cut. It's an interesting move, a bit surprising, but I like it. I personally would be happy to see the Tour finals go because we've got some really great coverage in its place, particularly throughout the World Series with those 5-hour telecasts each night, and of course the return of the PBA 50 Tour. The only event that I didn't see mentioned so far is the PBA playoffs. Now, I would be surprised if this has been axed, but like I said, I haven't seen it mentioned yet. It's possible, it could still happen. If you've heard anything about this event, then please let me know. I haven't really come across anything that I could see that mentioned it, but yeah, let me know if you know whether there's any updates on this. I personally do like the PBA playoffs. I think it does give a good incentive for finishing high up on the points list, and it's a really cool way to end the season. But let's see what happens. Like I said, as far as I know, I haven't heard that it's been ruled out, but let's wait and see. Overall, I think this is a really solid schedule to go alongside the CW schedule. I think the PBA have done a fantastic job here, and we've got a really great mix of events. We've got a really good number of title events and a lot of standard title events, which is great to see. It's fantastic to see the PBA 50 Tour back on TV. Yes, we did have coverage of streams on Bowl TV, but obviously it's not the same as bringing it back to an actual telecast. We've also got some of those standalone events too, like USA versus the World and the Battle of the Brands. I'm personally really excited for the season, and it really is a constant stream of coverage in basically a 5-month period, which is just what is needed. I personally don't have anything bad to say about this schedule. I think it's really great. I love the start of the season, those 10 weeks in a row. I think that's brilliant. I really love what they're doing with the World Series. Those 5-hour shows sound, really interesting. And say the PBA 50 Tour, I don't really see anything bad in them. I'm liking the look of the standard title events as well. I think the only thing I would just say is about the PBA playoffs. It will just be interesting to see if that has indeed been axed or what's going on with that. I would be surprised, but let's see what happens. But yeah, like I say, overall, I think this is a really, really great schedule, and the PBA have done a marvellous job putting this all together, because you've got to remember that the Fox deal, after moving on from Fox, anything could have happened. We could have had a transition year. We could have had a year where not many events are televised. Maybe we only get the majors and a few standard title events during that kind of transition year until they can find another network that's willing to take them on. But that's not the case. It's really business as usual. And to be honest, it's not just that, it's the fact that they've actually made some big improvements. They're taking steps forward. They're improving the coverage. They're trying new things, bringing things back. Yeah, it's really, really positive. And if this goes well this year on both of those networks, then, this is only going to develop year after year, and perhaps we will start to see some of these other new events, more coverage, different things being tried. Who knows what will happen if this works? But yeah, I think this is looking incredibly positive. I don't really have a bad word to say about it. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the 2026 season. But I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about these TV schedules. Let me know your opinions. And if you have enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button below to support the channel. Well, that is going to do it from me for today. Thank you all for watching this video. And as always, thank you bowling fans, and see you all next time.